Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are continuing our ongoing series on mastering financial independence.
And this series is, of course, based on the Golden Path strategy. It's a comprehensive three-stage system, and it was all developed by Tamir Kaham.
Right.
He's the originator and architect of the entire three-stage, 13-step strategy, the creator of the YouTube channel, The Golden Path to Financial Independence, and, maybe most interestingly, he's also the official Hebrew translator of the classic book, The Richest Man in Babylon.
It's a fascinating mix, cutting-edge systems engineering meeting ancient financial principles.
It is.
That combination is what makes the execution sustainable.
It really is. It gives the whole thing this blend of old world wisdom with a very modern, very precise way of executing it.
I love that. It grounds the math in something human. Now, today's deep dive is a little different.
A little bit, yeah.
We're looking at episode 14, From Vision to Reality, Building Your Action Plan. But I want to be really clear here. This is not step 14 of the strategy.
Right. Definitely not. If you're following the roadmap, think of this as more of a standalone application episode. It's the practical companion to episode 2, which covered step 2, vision and the SI index.
Exactly. So if you listen to episode 2, you might be thinking, okay, great. I have my vision. I even calculated my financial independence index. I know where I want to go.
Right.
But what do I actually do this week?
And that right there is the crucial question. We call it the vision to reality gap. And honestly, this is where most people just fall off the wagon.
Oh, for sure.
You know, they have this big vision 10 or 15 years away, and then they have their current reality where their FI index, which is just your passive income divided by your expenses, is sitting at, well, 0.
And staring at that gap it's terrifying. You're at 0 looking at a mountain peak that feels impossibly far away. It's paralyzing.
It is. You freeze. The destination feels completely out of reach. So the whole mission of this deep dive is to build a bridge across that gap.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack a specific 5-stage framework that takes you from that abstract kind of fluffy vision all the way down to concrete things you can do on Monday morning.
I am ready for this. Because I think we all know someone, or maybe we are that someone, who talks a great game about freedom, but nothing ever actually changes.
Precisely. And the core principle here is pretty blunt, I think. It's a vision without a plan is just a dream. A plan without execution is just a document.
Ouch. Okay, so let's get into the framework. What are the 5 stages?
The 5-stage framework moves linearly. It goes from vision to goals to milestones to actions, and then finally to reality.
Okay, let's start at the top then. Stage 1, from dream to a structured vision. We talked about this in episode 2, but how is a structured vision different from just, daydreaming?
Well, a vague dream is saying, I want to be free, which is nice, but you can't build a system around free. You can't engineer a bridge to somewhere nice.
Right.
A structured vision is vivid. It's specific. It answers what we call the asset owner question. What does my ideal day look like when passive income covers my expenses?
So we're not talking about a number, like I want $1 million. We're talking about lifestyle design.
Extreme detail. What time do you wake up? Is there an alarm clock? Where are you living? City, coast, mountains? Who are you with? What are you doing with your time?
It's interesting because when you get that specific, it stops being about the money.
It becomes about the time. Exactly. To make this really concrete, let's use a case study. We'll call her Sarah. She's 35, earns $4,000 a month, and wants to be free by age 50.
Okay, so she's got a 15-year horizon. If Sarah just says, I want to be rich, that's the dream part. So what's her structured vision?
Her structured vision is something like this. I wake up at 7 a.m., no alarm, in a small coastal town. I spend my mornings writing, my afternoons hiking, and my evenings teaching online.
Okay.
My passive income covers all my expenses, so I only work, say, 10 to 15 hours a week because I want to, not because I have to.
Now that is a specification. That's something you can actually engineer a plan toward. It's not just a feeling.
Right. And once you have that picture, you can move to stage 2, from vision to concrete goals. This is where we go from imagination to math. You know the saying, a goal is a dream with a deadline.
I do like that one. So how do we translate Sarah's coastal life into hard numbers?
In the Golden Path system, every single goal needs 3 things. A what, a how much, and a when.
What, how much, when. Got it.
So for Sarah to live that life, she calculates she needs about $2,500 a month. And notice, she doesn't need to replace her full $4,000 salary.
That's a really key point. Financial independence isn't about replacing your current income. It's about funding your vision.
Exactly. So Sarah's concrete goals might look like this. Goal 1, build an emergency fund. How much? $30,000. When? in 2 years.
Okay, that's clear.
Goal 2, create her first source of passive income. How much? $500 a month. When? In 3 years.
And the big one?
The big one. Goal 4 is full independence. How much? $2,500 a month in passive income. When?
Yeah.
In 15 years.
I notice you're focusing entirely on the monthly cash flow, not a big net worth number.
Always. That's the asset owner lens. An asset owner is focused on goals that buy back their time. A big pile of cash is great, but it's the system generating monthly income that actually gives you freedom. You pay your bills with cash flow, not with net worth.
Okay, I'm looking at the math, and I see that number 15 years, and that's a tough pill to swallow. If I set a goal for the year 2040, I'm going to lose motivation by next Tuesday.
Of course you are. That's human nature.
Yeah.
Our brains are not wired for that kind of delayed gratification. If Sarah only stares at that 15-year mark, she will quit. The gap is just too wide.
So what's the solution? How do we, I don't know, trick our brains into staying on track?
You don't trick them, you feed them.
Yeah.
And that brings us to stage 3, from goals to milestones.
Checkpoints.
Exactly. A 15-year goal is too big to digest. You need checkpoints. You have to stop looking at the mountain peak and start looking at base camp 1.
Okay, break that down. What does base camp 1 look like for Sarah?
Well, let's look at the progression. If year 15 is the target, what does success look like in year 1? For year 1, maybe her milestone is just hitting an FI index of 0.05.
Which means passive income covers 5% of her expenses. For Sarah, that's, what, $125 a month?
Right, $125 a month.
That sounds kind of tiny. It's a nice dinner out, but it's a long way from freedom.
It does sound small, but it's infinitely more than zero. Psychologically, it is huge. It proves the concept. It proves that she can actually generate money without trading her time for it.
I see. So it's like, it's proof of life for the whole strategy.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's proof of life. And then, maybe year 5, she's at an FI index of 0.30. That's $750 a month. Year 10, she hits 0.70. You see, she's not worried about age 50 anymore. She's just focused on hitting that next milestone.
Those little wins along the way must be so important. It's like a dopamine hit that keeps you going.
They're everything. The system is built on feedback loops. Hitting a milestone proves the system works, and that gives you the energy you need for the next leg of the journey.
Okay, so we have milestones. But even a 1-year milestone can feel a little abstract. I know I need $125 a month a year from now, but how does that translate to what I do tomorrow morning?
And that is stage 4, from milestones to weekly actions. This is the most critical question. What do I do this week to hit my year 1 milestone? You have to work backward.
Walk us through that backward planning for Sarah.
Okay. Sarah needs to understand her finances and start saving to hit that year 1 target. So month 1 is not going to look like freedom.
I'm guessing not.
Week 1 might just be complete financial mapping. Week 2, build a conscious budget. Week 3, open a separate high-yield savings account. Week 4, read 1 book on investing.
Hold on. Read a book, open an account. I thought we were building a financial empire here. That sounds honestly a little boring.
It is agonizingly boring. And that is exactly why most people fail.
Really?
Yes. They want the movie montage, flashy stock charts, green numbers, driving a Lamborghini in week 2.
But you're saying the real work is just admin.
The real magic is in the aggregation of boring admin. Nothing dramatic happens in a single week. But 52 weeks of those small, specific actions, that completely rewrites your financial DNA.
It's the whole aggregation of marginal gains concept.
Precisely. Sarah's month 1 is quiet. It's administrative. Week 1, she maps her spending. Week 2, she sets up an automatic transfer of $400 a month to her new savings account. Week 3, she calls her internet provider to negotiate her bill down.
It's not exactly Wall Street, is it?
No, but those boring, mundane tasks are the literal building blocks of her freedom 15 years from now. She's building the launch pad. She doesn't make that call, she doesn't save $20. Right. She doesn't save the $20, she can't invest it. If she doesn't invest it, she never hits the milestone.
So Sarah has her plan. She's doing her boring tasks, but life happens. Plans fall apart. The car breaks down, the market drops. How does she stay on track for 15 years without just drifting off course?
And that takes us to the final stage, stage 5, the execution loop and review cycles. We have to understand this. Planning is linear, A to B, but execution is a loop. You act, you review, and you adjust.
A weekly review sounds a lot like corporate homework, I have to be honest. Is it really that necessary?
Think of it like this. A rocket going to the moon is actually off course something like 90% of the time.
Is that right?
Yeah. The guidance system is constantly making these tiny corrections, left, right, up, down. The weekly review is your personal guidance system.
So without it, you just drift.
Without it, you crash. or you just float aimlessly into space. The review system is a series of nested loops. First, you have the weekly review. Every Sunday, 30 minutes. Sarah just asks, did I do my tasks for last week? What are my top 3 priorities for next week?
Okay, that keeps the week focused.
Then you have the monthly review. Last day of the month, maybe 60 minutes. She checks her FI index progress, reviews the budget. Then quarterly, she checks her milestone progress. And annually, she celebrates the wins and sets the vision for the year ahead.
That takes a lot of discipline to keep those appointments with yourself.
It does. But this is that identity shift we talk about in the Golden Path. An employee is a passenger. They just hope things work out. An asset owner is the pilot. They review their instruments regularly. That discipline, that's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. You are the CEO of your own life. You have to hold board meetings.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. Okay, so you mentioned people get stuck. Besides the boredom factor, what are the most common mistakes people make?
The biggest one is waiting for clarity. People say, oh, I'll start planning when I'm 100% sure about my vision. But the clarity comes from the planning, not before it. You have to start with a best guess and then refine it.
Perfectionism is a trap.
Always. The plan is going to change. That's why the review loops exist. Another huge mistake is skipping that weekly review. If you don't review, you drift. And the last one is trying to do it all alone. Asset owners build networks. They don't operate in a silo.
Okay, this has been fantastic. We've gone through the theory, Sarah's roadmap, and we've embraced the boredom. So now it's time to put the listener to work with this week's challenge.
Yes. We call this Build Your Vision to Action Bridge. It should take about 50 minutes total, and you really need to schedule this time. Put it in your calendar right now.
Okay, break it down. What happens in those 50 minutes?
Step 1. Write your structured vision. Spend 15 minutes on it. Be vivid. Describe the morning coffee, not just, I want to be rich.
Got it.
Step 2. Choose one goal with a number, just one. Spend 10 minutes on that. Step 3. Define 3 milestones for that goal. Give that 15 minutes.
And the final step, step 4.
Step 4. Choose one action for this week. Just one.
Only one action? That seems almost too easy.
It's deceptively easy. The point isn't to solve your entire financial life this week. The point is to break the paralysis. If your one action is just to open that high-yield savings account, you've proven to yourself that you can move from dreaming to doing.
So you set the bar low on purpose, so you can't help but step over it.
Exactly. Success breeds success. Start small. Move from thinking to doing.
I love it. It's manageable. Now, before we wrap up and send everyone off to do their homework, we do need to pause for a very important disclaimer.
Yes. Please listen carefully to this. This content is for educational purposes only. There are no guarantees of results. The fact that this strategy worked for Tamir Kaham does not mean it will work for you. Your circumstances, goals, risk tolerance, and market conditions are different. You must evaluate this independently and consult qualified professionals, accountants, advisors, lawyers, before making any financial decisions.
Thank you. So, to recap today, we moved from the dream to the structured vision. We broke that down into goals and milestones, and then we drilled all the way down to the weekly actions that actually move the needle.
Vision, goals, milestones, actions, reality. That's the path.
And if you haven't listened to episode 2 yet, the one on vision and the FI index, you really should go back and do that first. This one makes so much more sense.
And if you've completed the challenge from today's deep dive, you are now ready to continue to do so. Episode 3, where we get into financial mapping and budgeting.
Be sure to subscribe to the full series. We're building this system block by block. And for the visuals, which really help with the mapping and milestones, you have to check out the YouTube channel.
The channel is The Golden Path to Financial Independence.
Yeah.
The handle is very specific. It's /@, capital TAMIR, capital GOLE, capital PATH.
That's at Tamir Goldpath.
You have your vision. You have your plan. Now execute. Week by week.
Until vision becomes reality.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.